Hello everyone, we're back with another good video from the Geezer. For several weeks now I've been wanting to make a video and talk about swing thoughts. Should you use them? Should you not? I've seen a lot of highly rated instructors over the years say you shouldn't use swing thoughts when you're playing golf, that you should just focus on the target, nothing but the target, and hit your shot and let the swing happen. I have tried that over the years, and to be honest, it just never worked for me. So I do use swing thoughts. I've talked to other good players that I know and asked them the same question, and they say yes, they use swing thoughts. What are the swing thoughts? Well, I would ask them, well, what are your swing thoughts? And just like me, they'd say, well, they change from time to time depending on what I feel like I need to focus on. So as we play today, we're going to play several holes, 6, 7 holes maybe. And before each shot, I'm going to tell you what my swing thoughts are going to be. Now, this is different from planning your shot because I feel like you have, for me, when I play, I have pre-shot, pre-swing thoughts of how to plan and how to align and so forth. And then once I'm ready to swing, in my mind, I click that off and I change to 1 or 2 things that I need to focus on in my swing. And usually it's something very simple. It'll have to do with more with rhythm and tempo rather than mechanics. Once in a while, I'll have a mechanical thought in there. As an older player, especially later in the round, as you may know, the body just doesn't want to move the way we want it to. So later in the round, I'll have to actually concentrate on turning before the downswing, ahead of the downswing. It just reaches a point where it doesn't happen by itself anymore. So that would be one. So we'll get on over to the tee and get started, and we'll talk about swing thoughts as we play along. So we're on number 1, 354, straight away. Not going to talk about swing thoughts here, just going to try to hit a ball down the fairway with all this mowing and noise we have going on. And as always, no warm-ups. But that'll work just fine. Good drive. Okay, so after that drive, a good drive, I'm left with 94 yards to a front pin, which is a good thing. So I'm going to go ahead and talk about some stuff right here. There's nobody on the tee. First of all, I know that the green slants heavily toward me. So the best place to miss, if I'm going to miss, would be short of the hole, but straighter at it. Long is not good, and to either side is not that good because you're going to deal with the green this way or that way depending on which side you miss on. So that's my planning. I want to go straight at it, and it's going to be not quite a full sand wedge. And then sometimes, the best laid plans of mice and men doesn't work out. But what my swing thought is going to be is quite often especially on the first couple of holes when I'm hitting a wedge, I'm tall and it's tough for me to get down to the ball, and I will thin or blade it quite often. So my main swing thought here is going to be to keep my head level and stay down on the ball and make sure I don't do any of this or this. So we're just going to, aim at the hole, make a nice swing, and try to stay real still with the head. Keep looking at the ball until it's gone. And I like that one a lot. That's almost perfect. Should be a pretty straight putt. So I left this putt pretty much where I want it. Below the hole, straight up the hill, and pretty straight putt. I should be able to play this inside the hole. And I think I have the lines there. So now all I should have to do is roll those lines end over end. It worked that time. It wasn't perfect, but it went in. And so we start off with a birdie. Well, on hole number 2, it's a dogleg left par 5. It says 481 from the white tees, and these are back a little bit, so probably 490. possibly reachable if I catch a good drive. So I think you all know I want to turn it left, but I'm not going to talk about how I do that. What I'm going to talk about is the thoughts that I need after I set all that up. So I'm going to set up for a draw, and my main thoughts are going to be patient with the transition. Don't try to swing too hard. Make sure I don't swing left. Don't think left when you want to draw it. Swing to the right. So we're going to set up for the draw, and I'm going to stay real still. Be patient with the downswing and swing out to right field. That was okay. It was actually a toe hook, but we're not perfect. We're not machines. It's pretty close to what I wanted to do, so I'm satisfied with it. Yeah, I would have liked to hit it in the middle of the club, but that didn't happen, but the shot's fine. Okay, so it's more important to hit this ball solid than it is perfectly on line. My thoughts are going to be really move my body and stay still. Not sure if that'll reach, but I hit it well. It's just short of the green. It's fine. We've ended up on a very steep uphill slope and an uphill landing area with about 35 feet of green to work with. I've chosen a 9-iron to be able to make a smaller swing and still get the ball to the hole. So I'm going to try to, this 9 with this slope should behave more like a gap wedge on flat ground. And it's going to break, it's uphill, it's going to break a lot to the right. So what are my swing thoughts here? Want to make sure I move the club with my body, my chest, my torso, not my hands. And I got to make sure that I take enough backswing that my brain doesn't say, oh, we're not going to get it there, and he will accelerate it with their hands. So a nice, slow, gentle backswing. Probably going to break 10 feet or so right. So we're just going to take a nice, gentle swing. That looks pretty good there. Woo! Almost went down. We got about 5 feet left, maybe 5.5. It's a little downhill. It's going to break left. I'm not sure of the speed of the greens yet, but you know, on a breaking putt, you always have to match the line that you choose and the speed. I'm gonna hit this kind of easy since it's downhill. Okay. I've never been an advocate of using the line on the ball, partly because it takes people so long, especially on TV. But I've got to admit that it does help. Hole 3 is par 3. We're playing from 161. Also, I wanted to mention you can use these lines at the tee to help aim your ball, to make sure, to help ensure that you have your club face aligned properly. So this is the hole where we don't want to be along of the flag. I'm going with a light 7. I'm going to choke it just a little bit. And right now, you know, swing thought wise, the swing's feeling a little tight, a little bit hurried at the top. So what I'm going to try to think of now, in addition to staying still and not swinging too fast, is I want to feel a little bit of relaxation up here before I start down. Rather than this, I want to feel a little of this. That'll help relax it. So let's see how that goes. 7-iron, 160. All right, at it. Well, it was a tad heavy, and it's on the front, right at the front. Not an awful shot, not a good shot, but very usable. So we came up just a bit short of the green, but quite a bit short of the flag. It's actually in the back, and I couldn't tell that from back there, although I had the true yardage. So the question becomes, from 4 feet off the green, do we putt or do we chip? And y'all know most times I would chip, but this time I'm going to roll the putter. I just want to get it up there in like a 5-foot circle. There's a good bit of break coming left. Visualize the shot. See the circle. There it comes. Okay. I'm real happy with that. It's good par. It's actually closer than it looked back there. I could tap it in, but I want to do the line just because. And sometimes you miss it by thinking too much. So I would have been better off just to come up here and tap it in. But we got the par. We've reached the 4th tee. Par 4 straightaway, as you can see, uphill landing area, uphill green. I'm not sure how long it is because the sign's way back there, but I'm going to guesstimate and say about 375. So again, you know, we don't want to do anything special here. We want to make sure we don't overswing. Just get a ball down the middle. So we're going to have the simplest swing thoughts. Stay still. Keep your eye on the ball until after it's gone. And in my case, move the body early. Start the downswing by turning the left hip behind me. And I'm happy. Left center, well hit. It's out there waves. We're left with 102 to a front pin, slightly uphill and a slight breeze, very light breeze. Now normally 102 would be my 56 wedge, but I know the tendency is going to be for it to come up short here, and I'm usually better off just hitting it hard. But since we're just making a video today and I'm not playing for score so per se, I'm going to try to, sorry, I had pulled the wrong wedge out. I'm going to try to hit the lighter gap wedge. So what am I going to do? I've been working on a swing where I choke up a good bit and I get my feet closer together so I just can't create as much speed. And then I just hit it normally. So let's see if that works here today. So what are my swing thoughts? Since I'm doing something out of the ordinary, I just want to stay real balanced, stay relaxed, and don't try to force anything. Feet closer together, choked up. Yep. Skanked it right up there. Now we're 15 feet on a really bad hit. That's what I call the infamous setup for impact miss hit. If you have that good technique, which setup for impact teaches us, your bad shots are going to be way better. I mean, you saw that one, it's terrible, but it went toward the target in a reasonably correct distance. So we got a putt that's coming a little bit downhill, a little bit breaking to the left. Okay, so I've got this one about 7 or 8 inches to the right of the hole. Let's see if we can start it there. Because when I get over it, it really looks wrong, and I know it isn't. So that tells me that I have not been aiming my putter where I thought I was without the line. So now I just got to trust it. Probably read a little too much break there. We're on number 5 now. Par 4, 90 degree to the left dog leg, 370. So we're going to have to try to, I am going to try to draw this ball some. You could get away with hitting it straight out towards that lone tree trunk you see, or just left of it, but I want to turn it a little bit. So I'm going to hit 5 wood. It's almost always better if you're going to try to draw the ball, because you're going to hit it with a closed face in relation to the path. You're de-lofting it. So in order to help get it in the air, I'm going to go with a 5 wood and hope it turns a little bit. So what are my swing thoughts? Just like on number 2, don't overdo it, don't overswing. We're going to set up for the draw. I will explain that in other videos. We're going to make sure we swing this way, move our body very well. Oh yeah, perfect. I don't know what else to say. So we're left with 118 with a really nice angle through here, and there's a 2-tier green and the flag is on top. I've got a gap wedge which usually doesn't go 118, It might go 115, but that's what I'm going to hit. Just try to hit it as well as I can. And again, swing thoughts are stay still, stay down, turn the body. Just a little left, but well hit. It should be pretty good. Ha. Actually, the slight pull allowed it to get on the top tier because it de-lofts it. It goes a little bit farther. So that part was accidental, but we'll take it. Well, we're left with about an 18-footer uphill and breaking hard to the right. These are not the kind of putts that you really feel like you're going to make. Although you could, because again, it's across the side of a hill. We got to match the line and the speed. So I've got the lines at about 10 inches left of the hole. It may be a bit much, but I think most of you will agree that you all hit the ball too straight at the hole. Then it goes low early, and because it's going down the hill, it runs away from the hole. It just keeps going. So by playing a little extra break, what little drift you do have has it go to the hole instead of away. So you kind of feel like you're not trying to make it, although it could go in. But you want it to be where you don't mess up in 3-putt. So here we go, 8 inches above the hole. I played too much break again. Probably hit it a little too hard also. And you know, I didn't take the time to come over here and look, and actually it wasn't uphill. Maybe slightly downhill, and that's why I hit it a little deep here on the putt. You know, we're not professionals. They'll take and look from every angle, and there's a reason why. We don't usually generally want to take that much time. Got this and played ball just outside the. Okay. Another par. We're up to hole number 6. It's a par 5. Again, the sign's 100 yards back behind me at the back tee. I'm thinking it's like 485, 490. The problem is there's a creek down there stopping us from hitting a full drive. So I'm going to hit 3 wood, and then we'll see what happens from there. If I get near the creek, there's a chance I could reach the green. Otherwise, it's a 3-shotter. Swing thoughts, same stuff. Stay still. Look at the ball till it's gone. Start the downswing slowly with the body. And when I say the body, I mean the lower body. This part here, the start of the downswing is that, not, okay? So those are my 3 thoughts. Stay still. Perfect. Little slight cut right down there to the creek. That could be close to the creek and I could go for it. Okay, so we're left with 250 yards, 249 yards of that flag. And I didn't get to hit driver off the tee, but I'm going to hit it now. So those bunkers you see on the right are probably about 190 to clear. And then it's open ground to the green, or I can go left toward the other bunker, which I will probably do with a little cut. So I got a little bit of a downhill lie, but we're going to hit driver. So what are my swing thoughts for driver? They're a little different. I have to make myself swing a little hard, and I have to feel like the bottom of the club hits the ground rather than the leading edge. So I really don't want to make contact like this. I want to make contact like this on this one. So that's how I do that. We're going to start it to the left bunkers and maybe cut it back towards the green. We'll see. It's going to be very low. Oh yeah. That could be reasonably close for a good chip, maybe an up and down for another bird. And I felt like that risk was worth it because even if I mess up it's going to be up there in wedge or 9-iron range or something easy. So it was worth the chance to me. The worst thing I could do is scuff it into that ditch. So, you know, I didn't feel like I was going to do that. So that's why I was thinking that. We've hit a pretty nice 3-wood off the tee and driver off the ground. We're up here just short of the green. We've got a moderately uphill lie and a moderately uphill landing area, and a second level that the flag is on. I went up there and checked, and it's 12 feet past the level. What I want to do here is use my gap wedge to help get it there, and I want to make sure I carry it well into the green, not way back here at the edge. You make a little boo-boo and it hits on the fringe, it just doesn't go anywhere. So we want to carry it in well into the green and let it run up the tier. So my swing thoughts are the same as before on all chips. Don't use your hands. Go through like this. Make sure I take enough backswing that my brain doesn't want me to accelerate with my hands. And just generally trust what I planned out. The plan is pretty good. We're just going to let the subconscious execute it. We're going to focus on a couple of simple things. Should run right up the tier and reasonably close to the hole. Wow, that's pretty good. I think it's 4 feet. Well, I was wrong. It's not 4 feet, it's a half a foot. 6 inches. And I do want to stress that if you adapt setup for impact without even trying, your short game is going to get so much better than it is. It was a surprise to me that I started chipping so well, and now I can almost base my game on it. It takes a lot of stress off of me. When I'm hitting to a green, I don't feel like I have to hit the green or hit it close to the hole. I've got a bigger area that I can still make par from. So if you haven't checked it out yet, go to setupforimpact.com and you can check out Kirk Junge, that's Junge, on YouTube, some of his videos. His are mostly instructional, short, brief instructionals on what he teaches and what I teach too. Go check it out. And if you want to adapt it, if you need some help and you're anywhere near my area, I'm available. You can find me on the website under the instruction tab. If you can't come to see me and you can't come to see Kirk, he has an online program that's very reasonably priced that he will coach you online. You send him videos and it really works. It's how I learned it, because 10 years ago when I picked it up, he was living in Germany. So that was the only way. There was no one here that could teach it to me. So I learned it off video, and I'm not a technical guy, so it's easy to do. So anyway, give it a shot, give it a thought, adapt, set up for impact, play better golf. We've reached number 70. It's a par 3 front flag, and we've got 148 and a slight breeze at us. Now with my old set of irons, that'll be a smooth 9, but I'm going to go with 8 this time, and not sure if it's enough, but it should get over the bunker anyway. I'm still learning the distances on these clubs. So my swing thought is I really need to hit it solid, focus more on making good contact, good impact, and a little less on where it's going. That should take care of itself. So I'm gonna feel a little looseness at the top and stay still. Oh yeah, right at it. Ooh, that's good. I may have another good putt for birdie. It's below the hole and reasonably straight from there. And sorry to say, but once again, we got the battery low signal. I did have a good chance at birdie. It was a little longer than I thought, maybe 12 feet. It was fairly straight up the hill, but I missed it. So we ended up with these 7 holes being, I think, 2 under par, if I'm correct, if I counted this correctly. But the point of the video was to help you see what goes through my mind while I'm swinging. And, you know, some of those thoughts they're simple. We got to keep it simple. So, you know, some of you can't have results anxiety while you're swinging your club. And that can be good or bad. You could be excited because you think you're going to do something well, or you could be worried that you're going to flub the shot. You can't have that in your mind. So we're going to put good, simple thoughts in our head. And some of those samples are: swing with a slow tempo, slow change of direction at the top, turning the lower body and not pulling with the arms on the downswing. Look at the ball until you see the divot happen. Stay balanced. Extend toward the target, as you know, the same as in one of our learning drills. Simple thoughts like this will help you a lot to focus on the right kinds of things rather than worrying about what's going to happen with the ball or how well your shot's going to turn out. So I hope this video helps you learn some of this inner thought kind of stuff and helps you to play better golf. And for now, this is Geezer Tony, and I will see you in the next video.